tournaments? Jacob, you win your tournament?
What?
You win your tournament?
We lost both games.
It's the first day? Dang, you guys are pretty good.
We had to win one to get into the bracket.
Hey, somebody's phone dropped.
Okay, guys, how was your weekend?
Horrible.
Horrible. Anybody ready?
I went to the movies and I went to go play soccer.
Who did you lose to?
Derby and
Okay, I know that you're not always used to me being up here, but I need your cooperation with something today real quick. And it'll take about 15 minutes and then we'll get up and move around.
That's a lot.
And you can do these words in pairs or at your table, I mean, if you want to. But I've given you each a links handout, okay? And this is something that will help you both in not just middle school, but in high school, because as you know, as you gain, did you get one?
No.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I got
And we've been studying a lot of new terms in geography, and we'll be learning more terms. And Mr. D's kind of big on the terms, so we're going to work with it. And this will hopefully help you. Everybody learns differently. Some people learn by vision. Some people learn by just memorizing. Some people, I learn by writing it out and organizing my thoughts. So this will hopefully meet one of those strategies for each one of you. Does that make sense? You good? This is in its like 15th year. I first heard of links tables and they look like, links is called links because, do you see this little, and I know, we tried doing it on the overhead and it didn't, on the smartboard, but it didn't work. This is a links table, okay? What we do is we start out with a word, and it's called links, because then you find your reminding word. You, in your head, you think of a story related to the word, and then you create your own little cartoon picture or a little stick people or whatever you need, your linking picture, and then we'll be using the definition throughout the whole process. So it's an entire linking process. This is a memory device to help remember new terms and what is really important, okay? So step one, we're going to list the parts. So what's your first vocabulary word? What is it? Fertile. Yes, fertile. So, in your first blank, you write the vocab word and make sure you spell it correctly.
What happens if you don't spell it correctly?
Well, that would not be good for you.
What happens if you don't spell
Eric
it?
will spell it.
Look, Eric. It's your
I'm literally the worst spelling.
Oh my God. So, everybody's writing it in the box number 1. Okay?
I have
Does
two.
everybody see that?
No, nobody.
The first box, these are linking tables. We're just going to start with the first one at the top.
I have 4 number 1s.
No, yes you do. We're going to do it with the first one. I didn't number them for you. I thought you could handle it, Eric.
Oh, I see now.
Are you good?
Uh,
So we're just doing, this is one table here at the top. Can you all see that?
No.
That's one table. We're going to fill this out on fertile, or fertile. Okay? So in box 1, you're going to put the word and make sure you spell it correctly. Okay? Questions? Okay, on the definition part, we're going to write the term, which we've done, and make sure and spell it correctly. Now for the definition. Only list the important parts of the definition. Because remember, you get too many words and you forget what things mean, right? Would you agree? Yes or no? So, what's the definition of fertile? Chase. Oh, what's the definition of fertile? Well suited for growing plants. So, Leo, what would be a good word of that? What primary word? What?
Growing.
Growing is important. What's another important word? The whole definition
Good.
says what? Marissa, what were you gonna say?
Plant. Oh, wait, no, you're. Suited. Well suited.
Well suited. Well suited what?
For.
Okay, are the trees well suited for growing plants? What's well suited for growing plants? Soil is kind of it.
Sand.
Oh, water and sun.
Sand.
The soil is a key word, okay?
Sand.
We pretty much just wrote the definition.
We pretty much did, didn't we? Very good, Cleo. And what would, the soil needs to be well suited, so it needs to be, in my word, in my great soil, growing for growing, right?
Are we gonna do this on our own?
Eventually, but we're doing this together
This is
right
too
now.
hard.
So, put this definition, just like I did, well-suited soil for growing plants, these words, in the definition section.
Is it okay if we're suited undergoing plants? 'Cause that's what I
Yeah, and then you want to underline 2 important words from the vocab. Does that make sense? Like soil. How are we doing?
I'm rolling on the first one, so I can't even pick it.
Not writing? Why don't you come over here where you can see it? I'm at the very end, definition. Well-suited soil. Or if you can see it. Okay. Very good. Okay, next part. Look at your picture on a computer, and I don't have access to his computer, or just think, step 2 is finding the reminding word, okay? And it needs to have part of this word in it, okay? Fur. A reminding word of, the word I chose, I'll just use my word, word I chose was tile, okay? Because this part. My reminding word was tile, and I think of tiles because they go along the side of the house. Does that make sense? Because if there's mud, then I have to lay some tiles down to walk on. So that's why I use tiles. It usually has part of the word. It can sound like or be a part of, but it must be a real word. It can't be a fake word or a made-up word. So everybody write your reminding word here. And why don't we do this first one together, and then you guys can kind of get more creative as we go. Did you write it? Okay. So you've written tile, is that correct?
To make sure you know.
Okay, the next part of it is that we have to think of a story. The reminding word sounds like, okay, I went over all that. Linking story, a sentence or phrase that includes reminding word that helps you think of the main vocab word, okay? And it usually includes a reminding word. So a sentence or phrase that includes the reminding word that will help you think of the vocab word, okay? So, here's what I came up with. The tile set nicely in the soil to grow plants.
Oh, that's cool.
The tile sat. Well, pretty soon you'll get to do your own, okay?
Yeah.
In the soil to okay. I said okay a lot. I was not prepared very well. I'm going to try this again tomorrow. Okay, so the tile set nicely in the soil to grow plants. And then the last part, after you've come up with a sentence or phrase that includes the reminding word that helps you remember the vocab word, you draw a picture that helps you remember both parts of the definition. Soil that's good for growing, okay, is fertile. Soil that is good for growing, okay? And it also needs to contain something that makes you think of the reminding word. So, what I would do, and I'm not an artist,
I am.
some people are great artists. There's our,
Is that a fish?
Look, the plant has a heart.
it does, those are leaves. But thank you, Eric. Great soil, that's my little cartoon picture. Okay? So the process as you're drawing your little picture, just a reminding, you write the term, you write just a few words that holds up the definition. You underline key parts, 1 or 2 words that help you remind you of the word, and that are very important to the definition of the word. And then you also come up with a reminding word that needs to be part of the original word and helps you remember the vocab word. Then you come up with a story that has the reminding word in it. Then you come up with a linking picture that helps remind you of the vocab word. And it has both parts of the definition. The definition I did was soil and growing plants. But it doesn't have the reminding word tile in it. So for me, I might draw, and I'm not much of an artist, but these are my tiles. You know how you like to see stones around plants and things, tiles, you know, like little tile decorative things around the plants. So I'll add my tiles around the plants. Okay, this gets simpler as you keep going. Let's do one more together and then you're going to start on your own, okay? This one's going to go much faster.
Why did you take off that word?
So, you guys, take a look at your second. We're going to do the second row of links. Does everybody see this? We're going to do the second row of links. Quickly, what's the vocab word?
Very.
Okay. Brittany, why don't you write the word varied up there? Do you have like a different color, like blue or something?
Purple.
Thank you. Red and blue.
How do you spell it?
The term is varied.
How do you spell it?
She's spelling it for you. V-A-R-I-E-D. Plus, it should already be on your computer.
Are you sure that's how
Do you need a vocab list?
That's a nice.
I thought you gave me one.
I thought I did too.
Do you ever see the same?
No, you should get your packet of notes out. That's where they're gonna be. You highlighted them.
Okay, the second step that we follow, remember,
Tough luck then.
the definition. What's the definition for varied? Mia, come write the definition, the shortened version. And the reminding word will be Brendan. You'll be writing the reminding word.
Oh, yay.
Well,
Is that because I wasn't paying
yeah,
You're gonna punish me?
huh? He still needs his list, I guess. We all kind of got lax.
No, they're fine.
What does that
They
mean?
lose them.
Well, we have
He
been
threw it
doing
away.
Very good. Diverse.
It ain't my fault.
Diverse. Okay, very good. Thank you. Brendan, can you come up and write?
I'm gonna read it.
I'm horrible speller.
Okay, let's see. Who would like to write a reminding word?
Of what word? A very?
Yes.
Very.
I know. They're verse.
Random?
Very, like V-E-R-Y.
No.
And then added E-D.
I would rather do very.
You got one, Marissa? You going, Eric? Go for it.
I know. I was gonna write that one down.
word needs to have part of the term in it.
It was very
Very.
Part of the term in it. You got one, Chase?
Bear.
Part. How about we could go with,
Right.
I just went with variables. Are you good with that?
That's not in the word. I wasn't remembering.
The first part is, Eric,
Yeah.
Lots of variables. Does everybody know what variables means? Variables means there's a variety of things that cause something to happen. For instance, if someone gets sick, they usually analyze it, and it might be it could be an infection, it could be the flu, it could be a variety of things that has caused them to get sick.
I get it now.
Okay, that's a variety of variables. Variables play into something that happens. Okay. Next, we come up with the linking story. Linking story needs to be keyworded definition, sentence or phrase that includes a reminding word and helps us think of what the vocab term means. Vary. Does anybody have a picture on your, can you put a picture of some of this? Maybe, I don't know.
a picture of,
Vary, I don't know, with images, Google Images, but don't worry about it.
No, I won't.
Don't worry. I was just gonna show them how to do that. So, let's think of a story that has the word variables in it that would remind you of diverse and varied. Got one? It's hard, isn't it?
Wait, a what?
A sentence that has a linking story or a phrase that has the reminding word in it.
Oh, you use variables in math.
Yes, you use variables in math to create
Equation.
diverse equations, right? Different, diverse creation, right?
That's the picture.
Oh yeah, that is the picture one. Well, Mr. D thinks I'm very tall.
I thought you do that.
No, mine would be down here. Very good, Eric. So, linking story. Thank you, Eric. You use variables in math to do diverse equations. Many different. There's diverse. There's pictures of diverse. Diverse birds. Diverse fruit was what I originally wrote it about.
And pig.
Many variables cause diverse reactions. Write a sentence that kind of helps you remember the word. Thank you, Mr. D.
no problem.
Cool. Diverse hats. And in this case, we're talking about diverse math problems or equations.
Isn't that called like Claystone?
Now you need to draw a linking picture on your own. I want you to find a picture, create a picture. The new term or part needs to be in it, and it might, reminds you both of all parts of the definition. We have a short definition, meaning diverse. What's something that would, can you draw a picture of something that is diverse, that would help you remind you of the word varied? For instance, I like the hat picture because I can't draw. So if we were to draw hats, we have, pointy hats.
I got mine. Mine's 2x divided by 4b.
My hats are varied. Okay? You guys are turning this in for a grade today, so you need to be filling out each link's table for each word. Okay? Do we need to do one more together, or do you want to work on them on your own?
One more.
One more together. Okay. Next word. What's the next word? Oh, you have to finish this one?
Precipitation.
quickly.
Oh, wait,
To move where you can see. Yeah.
I'm done. Okay, you're good.
Taylor, how are you? Melody's liking the drawing part. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. What's yours? Yeah.
So,
Excellent, diverse smiles. Love it.
Good job.
Some people really love the drawing part. Chris is already on the third one. Good job. Okay,
We learned this one in science.
you learned which one on science?
next one.
The next one? Oh, so it's a piece of cake, right? Yeah. Cake? Sure. Yum. Okay. Someone come up and write the word. Khalil? Let's go.
Okay.
Got the word. I got it up here if you need to look at it. Thank you, Mr. D. He has put an image of precipitation up on the overhead. Precipi.
My raindrops look like
Sure. There you go. And Kayla, will you come write a definition that's short? And a definition that, well, the definition that he gave us was water falls to ground as rain or snow. That's fine. He kind of shortened the definition anyway for us when he gave you the vocab words.
water from.
So I don't have a problem if you're writing just the definition that he gave you. The key point of writing the definition that Mr. D gave you will be to underline 2 key words, 1 or 2 key words. Can you underline 1 or 2 key words that really point to precipitation? What are 1 or 2 key words that goes with precipitation? Water falls. I think so. Very good. Thank you. Melody, can you come up with a reminding word? Jacob, you want to help her out? Melody, you got one? Mia's hands kind of.
No, it might be.
Go for it.
This is easy?
Yep, that's what I would choose.
Yeah.
Go for it. The purple. So come write it up. Is that okay, Melody?
Yeah.
You like the art part, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you got the picture, girlfriend.
Yes.
Look up above. There you go. Precipitate. Yes. Make sure that your term is always, the original term is spelled correctly. And Mr. D has some pictures on the board for you. Now we need a linking story. The linking story needs to have the definition, waterfalls, okay? And it also needs to have the reminding word in it. Bertha, do you have a definition for some? Jacob? Haley? We need a linking story. Haley can do a linking story. She's the only one you don't have.
Precipitation.
Who's already done a story?
Precipitation.
I've done a story.
Oh, and this one is easy, guys. I think you can handle it. Jacob,
Waterfalls.
just use your definition and your term in a story, or your reminding word in a story.
Clearly, I want that.
It can be in past tense. You want me to help you out? I'm here to help you out.
Where's Anne? The rain precipitated. Is that a real word?
The rain precipitated and the flowers grew. I've used precipitate in past tense, and I used water as in rain. Sentence or phrase should include the reminding word and helps us think of what the vocab word means, okay? Brendan, I don't see you writing a lot. Are you that sleepy?
Isn't that one? I feel so
Oh, he's done, okay. Will you wait here? Head up, please. Thank you.
Ugh.
You have your card on you, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it clean. Okay, picture, Melody, you're up. A linking picture. You're up.
After this one, there's another one.
Let's see, I kind of, just leave it,
You
it's
gotta
fine.
make a
They'll
picture
see it.
Big cloud.
No, it's right on there.
I know, you're tall, you can see.
Yeah, it's good.
A linking picture. Now, if you're ready, while she's drawing the picture, you may go ahead and write the next vocab word, tundra.
Oh, no, that one.
And move on with the other vocab words.
This is for last one.
I think we made more copies.
Oh, I put them on your laptop.
Yes, you did. We have tons of copies here.
Don't we have to only do this paper?
I already
So,
passed it.
when you need one, you may grab one right here.
Well, here's my first paper.
You just keep them all together, staple them together. There should be 20 links table for 20 vocab. Melody did a nice job here. You can see the rain precipitating down on the flowers to help them grow, okay? And the word was precipitation. Thank you, Brendan. You're doing an excellent job of drawing. Mia's finishing hers up. Khalil. Jacob's on to his fifth word, huh? Cool.
Oh, wait, yeah.
So now we're going to do one on our own, the fourth one on your own. Tundra. Remember that the reminding word needs to have part of the term in it, and it must be a real word. That one gets a little tricky. I actually, and it could also be a rhyming word maybe, so I use ton, T-O-N for some reason, because I think tundra is heavy.
Why don't you
Like
highlight the
ice.
words, Brendan?
But it says that you need to rotate so there's not a lot.
Right. So like, there's a picture of the tundra. Thank you, Mr. D. And you will see the mountains. You guys are doing great at this. I think some of you are catching on. Instead of just staring at definitions. So, I see a lot of heads down though. I know it's Monday. Let's try to wake you up and fill out as much of the table as you
I
can.
need Jeremiah's consent.
You need another paper? I will get you one, or raise your hand, or come get one. Reminding word needs to be part of the original vocab word. Word? No, like T-O-N, like it weighs a ton. Tundra, I used ton because I think that those mountains would weigh a ton.